Welcome to Foresight TV. I am here with Brian Lawrence, the CEO of Friendship Senior Living.
Fellowship.
Did I get that? Fellowship Senior Living. It's right there in front of me, and I can't even read it. I'm a little distracted today because I've got a brand new studio I'm setting up, so you'll see different background and card table and stuff in the background. So we're still getting the final touches on it, but this is the first time we've used it. So we're going to jump into it in just a minute, but first, hey guys, Steve Moran here. So Brian, welcome. And let's start out by talking a little bit about who you are and what you are doing. So I'm going to bring up your little PowerPoint presentation here and take it away.
No, thank you so much. First, Fellowship Senior Living has been around for 25 years. We're based out of New Jersey, but it's great to be here and with Steve, and looking forward to a conversation today about engaging the boomer generation.
Great. So this is really, I think this is one of the big, huge questions that the industry is asking themselves is, what do we do to attract boomers to meet their needs? We generally believe that it's going to be very different. So I'm really excited about this conversation.
Absolutely, as we are. I know we got to make sure that we're providing what the consumer's looking for and demanding, and well positioned in the marketplace, which I'm sure everybody here wants to be as well. Before I delve into it, just a little bit about who we are as an organization. Fellowship Senior Living has a whole continuum of services. We have campus services. We have a community called Fellowship Village. That's in Basking Ridge, New Jersey, which of course has a whole continuum of care, of assisted memory care and skilled nursing. And also we have home community-based services, from private home care, hospice services, therapy in the home, long-term care plans, the Life Plan Without Walls product. Then we have additional programs and services. We have rehab and wellness. We have a medical group with specialty in physicians and nurse practitioners. And we have a Fellowship Spirit, which is a culture of the organization, providing hospitality and excellent service to all those we care for and serve. And we have our very own theater on campus, Fellowship Culture Arts Center. And this theater, as we'll get into it and you'll see in a little bit, is not only available for residents, but the greater community as well.
Cool.
Now, so first, I think we all know that the boomer generation has probably one of the highest expectations out of all generations. You can see from all these pictures what type of engagement they're looking for, from dining to drinking to wellness and exercise to outdoor activities and a place to walk and to socialize outside. Technology is a huge component of that, and of course entertainment. So that's a huge focus for the boomer generation. That's something that here at Fellowship and for Community Fellowship Village, we've been very focused on as well. But it's not just at the community level. You also want to provide that type of engagement and connected living with people in their homes as well. So that's a focus no matter where you provide services, whether it's in the home or at a community level. But today we'll be talking about our community.
So talk to me a little bit about your population of boomers today. What percentage of boomers, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I see the way things have happened over the past, decade or so. People have aged within our communities, right? And the people coming into our communities, the average age out there was around 82. With us reinvesting into our campus and making these improvements for the next generation, and a lot of these services have just came online over the past 2 years. Of course, we had a hiatus because of the pandemic, but we've seen since these things are coming online, and plus other things coming online over the next 2 years, we've already dropped our average age of move-in by 3 years, from 82 to 79.
Wow.
Yes. And I expect that to continue as we really position ourselves to really target those very active, healthy boomer generation coming into the marketplace.
Cool.
Right here you see our site map. We're very blessed with a beautiful campus, 72 acres of the campus, and a lot of it is nicely wooded and landscaped, and it's a beautiful environment with the community nestled in with all the surrounding beauty, with the ponds and walking trails and the wetlands that surrounds the community here. Just so you know the setup. Just going to explain a little bit. The center of the community here is that yellow spot. That's our community center. So you come in this big oval and you come right into the community center right there. So just give you a frame of reference. That's where a lot of the activity and engagement happens within that community center. And all those orange rectangles, those are two-story buildings that are connected to the community center. And then those purple or like cottages that go connected through a covered walkway. And then up in the way corner over there is like freestanding homes and duplexes. So we have various sizes, again, meeting the needs out there for the different prospects from one bedrooms all the way up to freestanding homes. So we have a lot of choices. If you remember from the other slide, boomer generation likes choices, and we have choices from resident living types and as well as the amenities and services that we offer. And the blue area down in the corner there, the bottom corner, that's our health center where we have assisted, skilled, and memory care. And even, again, those residents, we absolutely cannot forget about them. We want to make sure they're engaged as well. We'll talk about that too.
Cool.
So here's some great pictures of some of the things we've done around the community. We actually did a whole new signage package last year. So that's our new main entrance. Again, we want to upgrade the sophistication of it, the feel and the look of the community as you drive in and get to know the community and the amenities and services that we offer. So we want to upgrade the old signage to this new, I would say, very much more classy signage that we have today. You can see in the aerial view of the campus how beautiful it is and all the green and the foliage around the campus. That's our new community center entrance. It just went live a few months before COVID struck. Bottom left-hand corner is our Culture Arts Center from an outside view. In the middle, bottom there is a new putting green, and we opened up, and this was great timing. You'll see some pictures about it later. We opened up our indoor-outdoor dining venue called Wilson's Tapas Bar Lounge. So that came in at a great timing because it has a nice covered outside porch and outdoor dining, and the porch is heated and cooled, with fans, and that couldn't come a better time during the pandemic because there was no indoor dining, and for people to dine outside on the patio and be engaged and socialize, and with some drinks, they loved it.
Cool.
Now here's some great other pictures. We updated our great room on the upper left-hand corner. Again, created a great environment, a very open, with full of light. And that's another thing that people look for is natural light. A lot of natural light within the community center and within the homes. That's a great focus that we have. In this community center, you'll see our residents always hanging out there, socializing, sitting around the fireplace, sitting up by the window view. This is a great spot for people to connect with each other. This is our theater in the middle section. I'll have a bigger picture of that to show you in a few minutes. And we could talk about that a little bit more. On the upper right is the Wilson's Tapas Bar Lounge, and then a salon this is in our memory care neighborhood in the health center. The bottom middle there is a skilled nursing suite that again was just redone and made a much more of a gracious space and room. I'll talk about that for a minute. Talking about engagement, we went to the household model for a health center at all levels of care, assisted, skilled, and memory care. Why? Because there's been a lot of studies showing that there's a lot more engagement and connected with family members and with team members within the household environment. Actually, 3 times more engagement than in a typical institutional environment. So we created the household model, still not finished yet. We've got another 8 months to complete a couple more households, but we do have 5 up and running. And this is a new skilled nursing suite. And you can see it's much larger than your typical skilled nursing suite. Typically, you have like a bedroom, small bedroom with a bed and 1 chair. You can see kind of like closer to us, there's a whole sitting area. There's a little like kitchen nook with 2 chairs. There's another chair. There's a like sitting area where families could come, visit, socialize, and engage with the loved one, even at a skilled level of care and service. Not to mention all the elements of a household model, which I'll show you in a few minutes. And of course, we have a pool as well for people to do classes and socialize and from that wellness component. So this is a real actual picture of our theater. I got to tell you, it probably is significantly well positioned in the marketplace among all theaters. You know, one thing that we are focused on, just to bring light to this, is that we're moving away from the old model of how design and how things are developed for life plan communities. You know, it's not institutional anymore. It is not, doesn't feel like a retirement community anymore. It feels like any other community that people, active adults, will live in, or restaurants, which you'll see, or entertainment venues, or great room. Everything that we're doing is much more of a hospitality focus and feel and look, versus kind of like a retirement community feel and look. So that is another difference we're doing and focus on that really attracts that boomer generation. So this is a theater which rivals any other theater that's out there. It's 250 seats, a beautiful intimate theater with fine finishes, a beautiful stage, lighting, sound, and a fly space. If you know what a fly space is where you can have lighting and scenery and move things up and down in order to enhance the show or the production that you have. And I must say, we have an amazing lineup. We're reopening this September with Driving Miss Daisy, and then follows with many other performances, musicals, plays, orchestra. New Jersey Ballet is going to be performing at our theater, Light Opera of New Jersey, music acts, and so forth. It's an amazing venue. It is available to residents in advance. They can buy tickets in advance, 7 days, and then it's open to the general public. But it's been a huge success and hit, and a great draw to the community, and a great engagement for residents as well. This is an actual picture, not a rendering, an actual picture of or inside of our Tapas Bar Lounge. As you see, it rivals any other dining restaurant that's off of Main Street, USA. The residents love it. It's a great space to socialize, engage, have drinks, whether it's indoors or outdoors, on the patio or on the covered space as well.
A couple questions for you about that.
Go ahead.
The first is it open to the public? And the second is how do you handle money? Is that an upcharge for residents, or is that included, or how does that work?
Sure, that's a great question. So we had to set up a separate entity for the liquor itself, for that license. So it's arm's length through the ABC. It is a club license, so it's not a retail license. So it's not open per se to the public. It's open to members of the club. However, any club member, which is a resident or a team member who joined the club for no fee, any club member can invite up to 9 guests. So residents can invite family, over, and they could all dine and drink and socialize and have a great time. But somebody just off the street cannot come in and drink at this establishment. They could come and dine. That's not a problem. But they cannot purchase any alcohol unless they're a member of the club or a guest of a member of the club.
You don't sell memberships to the club to those outside? I can remember when I was much younger, it seems like Utah or someplace, you'd go in and you'd pay like a $10 to buy a membership fee so you could then drink in a club environment. So
in this situation, no, it's only members of
Gotcha.
The community that can, residents of the community that can be members of the club, or team
Gotcha.
members who work at the community can be members of the club. I'm a member.
Cool.
And the dining program is all available through the flexible. We got points, get a flexible meal plan, and they use those points and dine here. But the drinks they have to purchase via credit card, because again, that's a separate entity, and you got to pay for the drinks, the inventory, the supplies, the bartender. So that is all cash to drink. Oh, so this is our outside venue. So you can see the beautiful covered porch, and again, it has heating elements. This is amazing. Gotta listen to this. So we have heating elements all on the ceiling, all around the porch, and you can see these openings throughout the porch. So we have shades that come down. We have two different types of shades that's like kind of like in on the top there. We have one that's a mesh shade that lets airflow through, and then we have a plastic one that's see-through that comes down. So during the winter months, we had the two sides had the plastic, all the front had the mesh, so let air through for COVID related concerns. But everybody, all the residents dine out there, and you could dine out there at 40 degrees and higher and feel like it's 70 degrees in that porch. So it really was a huge hit. And then we have the outside patio, and we have fire pits. You may not be able to see it, but we have 3 different fire pits. We have a round fire pit and 2 wall fire pits for people to dine out there as well. And we also purchased those stand-up, heating elements to around the patio as well. Also further back is a nice gazebo for people to sit around and relax and drink and socialize. And also way back there, you can't really see it, but it's an outdoor kitchen where we could do barbecues and different, and there's a little like bar you could sit around and you could watch and dine around this kitchen area. So again, it's a very focused, engaged area. You could say, it rivals country clubs that are out there. It's a beautiful environment. Now, this is the household I was talking about earlier. Just to mention a little bit about this, again, every household we have, whether it's assisted or this for skilled nursing or memory care, all of them have the same common areas. You have a nice living room area. You have a nice open kitchen with a dining area. You have a private dining room for special functions, invite family over, have a care plan meeting. You have a den in here to read a book or on the computer, watch TV. And then you have a 4-season sunroom, if you want to read a book or just relax and enjoy the sun in throughout the 4 seasons. And then you have the various rooms here as well. And again, we did upgrade that product as well to a standard 1-bedroom suite. Because again, today, boomer generation is not looking to be cramped in a studio. They really want some more space to live and to socialize in and to engage their family members in, as well as this connected living here within the household as well. And again, the same environment for the skilled nursing we did. And I talked to you about the expanded suites. And of course, the memory care has the same setup too. But again, we're thinking about engagement throughout the whole continuum, not just in independent living, but also throughout the assisted skilled and memory care, as well as in people's homes as well. Now, this is the next round of our improvements. Again, the prior things that we added to a campus was redoing the entire community center, which you saw, the beautiful great room. We have a new entrance, a new lobby, a new reception area. We have the theater, the Cultural Arts Center, a beautiful lobby for the theater. The Wilson's Tapestry Lounge, indoor outdoor dining. We have the beautiful households. And we also, it's not here, but we also have updated all of our residences to the open floor plan. Because again, residents want that socialization, that engagement, and that new style of living from a design perspective. So this is our next round of improvements. They'll be starting this fall. We're going to have a state-of-the-art fitness center and also salon. So this is the outdoor view of it. The main level on the main floor is going to be the fitness center, and the lower level is the salon and spa services. We already have a salon and some spa services, but again, very outdated, very small, only serves our residents. Again, we're looking to update that level of service and the quality and the feel and the look of that, as well as our fitness center. We had a fitness center, which I would call, how you go to hotels and you travel, and for those of us who work out, there's that 2-store, 3-store fitness center. It's very small, has a few little machines, kind of dark. And then the 4 or 5-store fitness center, you have the windows to the outside. You have all the different machines. You have the TVs, and there's a huge different experience from that 4 or 5 star hotel fitness center to the 2, 3 star fitness center, right? So we had the 2, 3 star fitness center that we originally built 25 years ago, and now we need to again upgrade that, to what this now new boomer generation looking for. They're all about fitness and health and exercise and engagement. So this fitness center, that's what it's about. And you can see it's all glass around that fitness center. So let me show you the interior view. So this is the interior view of the fitness center. So you can see all the machines are all around the edge. You have that beautiful glass view of all wetlands and the views out there and the putting green that's out there. We also have, you don't see it here, but you also have a great exercise studio where people can go in, have classes for yoga or stretch, or bands that people use, and various other exercise classes as well. Now, this fitness center is not only going to be available for residents, and Steve, you mentioned this before, talking about a membership program. People can also sign up from the greater community and become a member of our gym and fitness center. So that is going to be available to the greater community. So again, you create a much more lively, engaged environment where you're just not going to have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 residents in there. You're going to have people from the greater community using that and engaging with our residents and that space.
Right. So I don't want to, I don't want to lose. We've got about 8 minutes left. I don't want to lose the opportunity to really dig into what you have done to be integrated into the local community. I think that it's such a powerful story. You got this big spread, 8 or 10 weeks ago, with the photographer came out and did this story that just made senior living look so attractive. So I don't know if you've got any slides on that, or you can maybe talk about that, but I want to be sure and actually talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. As part of our fitness area, we're also going to have a women's and a men's locker room, again, with a locker area, showers, bathroom, and a sauna. This is kind of like the look and feel. Again, it's more of like a country club setting. And this is the sauna that'll be available as well. So imagine this, and Steve talking about, the look and feel of the new senior living. You're living here, you wake up, and you're like, okay, I want to go you go to the locker room, you go for a swim, then you go change, you go work out, you go for the sauna, you go home, take a nap, you come and have a dine out at Wilson's, and have some drinks and meals with some friends, and then you go see a show at the theater. That is what else would attract the boomer generation from that type of lifestyle and experience. We're also upgrading our art studio and bringing in some more lights and space for those people that love art and culture. Also be adding a Medispa on our campus. For those who don't know what a Medispa is for like laser treatment, injectables, fillers, Botox, also like IV treatment. Let's say deficient in vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, or if you have we have Q-sculpting, M-sculpting. Q-sculpting if you want to get rid of some extra fat on your body, or if M-sculpting helps strengthen your core. So if somebody is incontinent or has trouble walking, this could help strengthen their core and help them with that. And this, again, not only available to our residents, but also to the greater community and to bring in those community for the future. We also focus on the outside of the campus, not just inside, not just indoors. We have this beautiful pond. We're going to be setting up this deck overlooking the pond, again, where people can go and have a destination and to hang out and relax and enjoy the beauty of the community. We also are adding this walking trail that's connected both to the independent living area of the community up on top there, as well as on the bottom to the right there to the health center. So families and people visiting, people in assisted skilled and memory care or in independent living can both access this beautiful walking trail. Some sections of it is raised with bird blinds and spaces to sit, and some of it's lowered on the ground, and it's a quarter-mile loop. So again, another area for engagement. So not only do we have engagement programs and services inside the community, but also outside as well, which is equally as important and something that we've learned during COVID, how important having outdoor activities are. And we'll also be adding some more outdoor activities, which is a new a pickleball court, shuffleboard, and bocce, which you see right here. So you can see, it's really important from our perspective to really have a comprehensive, meaningful, thoughtful program to engage seniors and the boom generation that's coming into the marketplace. And I could tell you, this has been a huge hit. Now, again, this last parts have been built yet, but we've been promoting it, sharing it with prospects. And of course, they've loved what we've done to date. And you've seen all those pictures with the community center, the theater, Wilson's, the households, the new style open floor plans for the residences. I could tell you, we've been having 10 move-ins a quarter for the past 4 quarters, and which has been wonderful. So this has worked, and this really resonates with the boomer generation out there. And this quarter that just started, we already have 6 deposits already confirmed and received, and we have no doubt we'll be hitting another 10 move-ins this quarter as well. Steve, I hope that answers that.
I wasn't sure whether you had another slide or not. So I'm going to take the slides down. I want to just want to visit a little bit with you about. Hang on a second. It's the wrong view there. How about that? That's much better.
Perfect.
So talk to me a little bit about you. So you got this great spread, this great publicity. Talk to me a little. Let's start with talking about that, and we'll actually post the link to that in the comments after the video, after the Foresight TV is over. So,
great. So what?
So, well, actually, let me do this differently. Let's just talk a little bit about how you view the future of senior living and boomers, and how are you actually getting integrated into the local community?
No, absolutely. Well, it's everything that we've been talking about, is to be a presence, to be a resource to the greater community, not just from a healthcare service component, because we are. I mean, we have the whole continuum from independent living through hospice and everything in between. You cannot have a greater healthcare resource than fellowship senior living in the surrounding area in New Jersey. There's another thing that I didn't have up there, but we also have a medical practice, that provide, as I mentioned, I think early on in the presentation, that we provide specialty services, medical services, nurse practitioner, physician services, that is also open to the greater community. So again, you could come here and see your doctor and age with us. So you can come here to see a show, go to get a haircut, a mani pedicure in a new salon that we'll have, come work out. And with all those services, well, you might as well move in here when the time comes, and then continue enjoying the wonderful amenities and services. So I think it's extremely important to have this connectivity to the greater community, in order for people to, one, understand all the services they have, whether it's on the campus or off campus, and also to be a part and add to the lifestyle for residents that live on this campus.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this. Can you see the?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is really, this is one of the things, and this is really what started our conversation. Sure. So you've got this amazing photo layout that took place in Insider.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about how that came about and how you made that happen.
No, absolutely. One thing that's we found is very important from a marketing perspective is to get the word out. How do you do that? Well, it's through public relations. So we reach out to a place like Insider or the local Patch or the local NewJersey.com, whoever your local media sources are, and connect with them and tell them what's going on within our community and how it's impacting seniors today. And this is not our first time we've had something like this. Over years, if you look us up, we have many different articles and publications and new interest stories that are out there talking about what we do and how we make it a difference for seniors today.
Yeah, I just, to me, you had the beautiful photography. What do you think when you think about the future 5 years from now? What do you think? What do you think it's going to be like? What will it be relative to boomers? How do you see senior living? I think one of the big challenges that you seem to really tackled very well is that senior living tends to be sort of this island where people come and visit the island, or they go off on field trips. And it seems like one of the great opportunities that exist is to become a part of the local community. You've talked a little bit about that with the fitness and the theater, right? Can you sort of more talk maybe sort of philosophically about how you sort of came to doing this?
No, absolutely. People today, the boomer generation, us, I think how we all live, right? Not just boomer generation, how we live too. We all want to be close to the downtown, to the lifestyle out there, to shows, plays, bars, other people, socialization. The boomer generation feels the way that all of us do here on today. Listen to this. They're no different than us. They're just coming to the senior living environment before us, and they want the same that we do. People back, in the silent generation and so forth, they were okay just retiring and moving silently to their retirement years and enjoying a quiet time. That's not boomer generation today, and the people even after them. People want to live an active, engaged, vibrant lifestyle, and we are creating that here at Fellowship Village, and the services that we offer here at people on campus, and the people that we provide service in the home, and connecting them to much more engaged living as well. That is what people look for today, is that engaged living.
So one of the things that sort of a couple of things, I've written frequently about this idea that senior living tends to talk about itself as cruise ship living. And there are parts of that I can see the appeal, but honestly, you probably, if I came and told you had to live the rest of your life on a cruise ship, you'd probably want to shoot me before you'd have to do that, right? So how do you get to creating purpose along with luxury, rather than letting the luxury be the purpose, which isn't really very much purpose?
Excellent point. So I wouldn't call what we want to create cruise living. It's community living. That is what we're creating here, is a destination community that draws people, right? Why do people are drawn to places like New York City or Philadelphia or Chicago or San Francisco or various other towns in various other states that have a nice, vibrant downtown? Is because of engagement. And this is what seniors are looking for today. They're looking to move into that community, right, that will engage them and provide them the lifestyle they're looking for. And that is what Fellowship is offering people here at Fellowship Village, is that community living that has that active, vibrant lifestyle. So
I love this. There's one, when I think about, I've got a few years to go before I'm ready for senior living, likely, but I'm old enough. And honestly, the thing that worries me the most about moving into senior living is that I don't want to just be with a bunch of other old people. I want to have something that's very intergenerational. Do you have thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think everything we've done speaks to that, right? Everything we're doing is inviting the public into the community and engaging with our residents. And not we have the typical intergenerational programs. Of course, we have that. But what we're doing here goes well beyond that. People are going to work out in a gym alongside of people half the age, 20 years younger than them. Engage with them, socialize with them. They're going to be inviting family, friends over to the Wilson's Tapas Bar Lounge to dine and go see a show with them. I got to tell you how many residents have brought their daughters and grandsons to come see a show right here. And again, and engaging with them, and engage with other people, that because people in communities like this, they just be a draw from the 10 miles around us. You'd be surprised how many people they know that to see. Oh, Sue, I haven't seen you in such a long time, and here you're at the show here in my community.
Yeah.
And again, the future service that we'll have, whether it's the salon or the Medispa or the medical group that we have. Again, it's further bringing in the greater community into Fellowship Village to further engage with our residents and make it, again, a very active community lifestyle.
Yeah. I love this. I'm convinced that we have so much opportunity in senior living right now to be the industry sector that really defines or perhaps redefines what growing older looks like, with great power, with great experience, with the ability to continue to change the world. And so I love what you're doing, because I think you set the stage, both what you're doing on the campus and your outreach to be able to do that. So that's really cool.
Thank you so much.
So.
No, again,
and with that, go ahead. One more thing. You got one more word, and we're way out of time, but I want to hear your last word.
I'll just say, again, what we're doing here resonates with this generation. They're connected, living here on campus and off campus in people's homes. People want to be connected to others, and that's how I think I should leave it. Yep,
perfect. Brian, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. I appreciate that. I'm going to do one little tiny piece of business here. Just a reminder, where is it?
Thank you, everybody.
We do have a text messaging community. We'd love to have you join. Just text the word TV to 916-659-5287. You're going to get a form back asking you to tell us a little bit more about who you are. One of the weird things is that it will ask you for your birthday. It's okay to lie. I don't have any control over that form. I'd take it off if I could. Make yourself look 2 or 200. It is fine. You don't need to do that. Although if you told us the month and day, we might even send you a birthday greeting. So with that, Brian, again, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend.
You too, and everybody else. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.